available for clinics in the New England area, but I will travel anywhere. This horse was sent to me. He was bucking. So if you asked him to trot up and he didn't, you tapped him, he'd buck. When a horse bucks on me, rears, anything that is dangerous, I make it, I give him a correction. I don't just ride him forward. I pull his head and drive his hip around. I want to make it negative.
Looking around
And
the
this
reins.
is his
Take
owner riding
on
him
the reins. Have him bring his head
after,
into his chest a little
and
more.
I had stopped him from bucking if you
pretty.
asked him to trot. This here is the end result of stand to be mounted. Tons of horses have this problem. This is a rescue horse, so she was also a rearer with any pressure. And so anyways, this takes usually 5-10 minutes for any horse that won't stand to be mounted. So I don't get off the block, I don't push him over, I don't have somebody hold my horse for me. So I just stay steady, tell them to go over there, move their hip over, and come forward. So if you have problems with the high head, halter breaking colts, hard to catch, first rides, obstacles, versatility stuff, this horse attacked people at their throat, and he got better. And donkeys, mules, horses that rear, introduction to cattle, soaking horses' feet, transition to bitless. This horse reared, and that's why I am not putting up with, it's dangerous, you know, they can strike you, rear, hit you, so I don't mess around with that, you know, firm but fair. Another horse would not allow a less dominant horse to push and shove them. So I'm just pretty much speaking their language, praising them when they listen, correcting them when they don't. I'll put my hand in there first and have them drop their head. This is how I got to be able to deworm her in the previous video. So, and then a lot of horses have an issue with spraying. Notice I have a loose line here. Ponying horses from a bicycle too.
That's it. That's it. Now leave her alone. Let her get there. And then you're going to pull her face, but step toward her hip. Pull.
So that move I just showed you, here it applies. You know, we're doing this to apply to our everyday life and riding, and I have her wait. I was up riding with another person here, and the horse jumped before it was told and ran into the person, and she had a pretty good injury.
And then you're going to look at them saddle strings. Pull the face, step toward the hip. Yep, back him up. And then tell him stand there while you get the gate.
You got to have your horse's
Going a little
respect.
quicker, yep. And then the sideways will be much easier. So look to your turn. Tap him up. Look to your turn. Look up, look up. There you go. Now think about sideways. Over.
Cross over front legs.
That's good. That's good.
This is a very hard move for me to teach people, but it gets a horse's shoulder off you.
So my eyes are up, and then I look towards the door.
Lateral move and turns to the right. This is the end of the session, of a 2-hour session, but I'll show you when you walk, everything's fine, and then when you trot, everything can go to heck. So same thing under saddle. Walking might be fine. Once you get up to speed, things get out of hand. So this horse, it was hard to come out. It didn't stand to be mounted, and I found all kind of other problems with it. So when it run backwards, I run backwards with it. I am in a power position here when I'm leading this horse. Don't go ahead of me, and don't suck back. Here he sucked back. He's like, he shut me down forward, so I'm going to suck back. So I want to lead my horse like I'm healing a dog. When I stop, he stops. When I turn, he turns. I look to where I'm going, don't shoulder into me. And when I'm using the fence, it's easy to keep him with me. But when I'm on the rail, he has liberty to go way out to the side. Anyways, this is what horses do to other horses. These cuts, kicks, and then when it happens to people, there's a nice hoof print, bite mark, getting shoved into a fence and a gate and stepped on. So just showing you that. So you can see if I do any moves, it's not nearly as assertive as what a horse would do. And that horse went to kick at me, and I simulate a bite toward his hip. And I speak horse language at first when I first meet a horse. So it might look a little assertive at first. And I ask and then tell, just like a horse does. Because this young horse thought he's the boss of people, you know. So I'm simulating that I'm going to kick him there, and he understands that and backs his feet up. Where with his owner all on top of him and disrespecting him and bolting. This horse was a bolting if you lunged him. So just got to get that respect. This horse was a new horse, since put on a ton of weight, but we found out when that whip just got near him and he started to kick at the owner, I spotted it and got him over it. Turns out he had a chain link, a whole panel chasing him. This horse was high-headed. I had to work on getting the head down. He's only with me for a week.
Good girl.
But she got a lot
Cathie
better
came here just for a week.
in the bitless.
We've had, I think, 4
I transition
sessions, 5 tots.
Most of the horses I work
But
with,
only 3
I
under
work with in
saddle,
bitless,
right?
either in the bitless bridle, Dr. Cook, or Will Poulter.
And at home, she don't want to go over
they need a
bridges or
bit, they
through
can go
mud.
back to it.
Good.
So coaching students
Get his
here.
head in a little more.
And then I get on and demonstrate, and to help the student to see what they're going for. So I got on, demonstrated, and this is with my own horse. And then student got back on and was able to do it.
Soften, yes. There you go. Feel better? There it is. Good job. It looks lighter. Eyes up. You'll feel it. Right rein, left rein. Driver. Driver with them calves. Get all the way to the knot. Drive. Yes. Yeah. That's it. All right, let her go. Give her a rub.
So he's doing liberty work here, ground driving this little mini that trucked in, and then hitched him to a cart because he was a runaway. So people will truck in or I go to them. There's some lunging, off arm lunging. This horse was spinning around its owner, just running. So I break it down, walk and halt on a short line first, so I can make well-timed corrections.
I just want him out of my circle.
Mm-hmm.
If the head comes in, I flip this up and go toward his pole because I already taught him the right hand turn. He turns to the right. So if we brush out to the shoulder, that does not mean speed up. Speed up is back here on the hindquarters, and the racehorse knows that. They tap, 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 and you get that forwarded pole. I know, my love. So when I want him to halt, that's out in front and lift. So if he turns in, I just push.
Looking for that right front to take a step away from me.
All we want to do is have him walk and halt, be able to change direction, and just be quiet.
Mm-hmm. Both. So some herd bound is connected to the other horses, and then barn sours, I just want to go back to the barn, to where I eat, to where I'm familiar. Then he's just being barn sour, not buddy sour. But he was buddy sour for a little bit. But now he's not. So whenever we're venturing further away, we've already done our checks, pointed him to the barn and make sure he stands on a loose rein. But if you're yourself getting worried, saying, boy, I've never been out this far alone, then you can turn him around again, but make it your idea. So you're going to think about your turn back to me, and see if he'll still halt on a loose line. And then it's also good to know what to do if you do have to dismount, to be able to move them on the ground instead of having them intimidate you or drag you home. Some people say never get off. I'm a believer in, I don't want to get off, but if I have to, I will, to stay safe. So ask him to turn around toward me. Look to your turn. Good job. Because he wanted to go the other way and you said no, this way. Good job. And then ask him to halt. Shorten your reins a little bit before you halt. Odie. Release quick. And make sure he can stand there without taking a correction, and just soft pressure to back him up. Perfect. Soft pressure to back him up one, and release and exhale. You're okay. So I just want to walk, lead you, turn to the right, and see how she is. This horse had attacked me and its owner, I don't know, 6 months before, but she was very good after just one visit. Stalled out, steady pressure. Steady pressure. This horse would bolt and run away, and the people were unable to get her on a trailer, or him.
If he backs, I'm going to let this roll out of my hand. Good boy. Yeah? Good.
So this is the horse earlier that's rearing, showing with the clip from Smart Tie.
No.
So he's tied with the clip tie ring. So if I make him pull back, okay, see how he pull back? Okay, and he come forward on his own. So when I cause something, a disturbance, I do it till just he pulls back and he comes up, okay? So that gives him a little drift. And do you see great training tool? You can start him in a stall
on
first.
The ground's too thick. Okay, and he'll learn to relieve his own
Then
pressure.
if they pull back hard, they're gonna hit the stall wall.
Because it has a little drift that makes them comfortable. It doesn't have that hard snatch, okay?
I have
And
the extra
I don't
line
have a stopper knot in
just to
that
make
in
sure
the
the horse
bottom
don't get
where
free.
like he could pull that
In case
totally
he pulls
out.
back
But
really
if he
hard.
pulls on it, I
'Cause
can
this
just go
horse did
back
it
up and
first.
tighten it up.
But we started him in a stall. Yes, they are. Let's see the one rein stop again. Very important. Every horse ought to have a one rein stop on them. Emergency brake. So this is my little horse. He it's like 2 and change, not under saddle yet. Actually, I sat on him at this place probably the second time, just sitting on him, but just showing the manners, the leading. If you lead them shoulder to shoulder and teach them to back up, how good these horses can be, no matter what age they are. Get them back up from a distance. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Available for clinics in New England, but I'll go anywhere if you want to pay to ship me out there.